Hello and welcome to another episode of Soap Goes to the Oscars. This is, I believe, the fifth movie I'm reviewing on here. And out of, 590 movies, I still got a long way to go. For this review, I watched In Old Arizona, which was part of the 1928 to 29 Academy Awards, and still going by Outstanding Picture for this year, the first 2 years of the ceremony. This one it falls into that range. I think it was released a little bit in the end of 1928, December, and then like officially came out in January of 1929. So I've seen some conflicting dates attributed to the year, but officially it's 1928, I believe. So a little Wikipedia info here. This is a American pre-code Western film. Had two directors, Raoul Walsh and Irving Cummings. It was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, or as I said, Outstanding Picture. It was based on the character of the Cisco Kid in the 1907 story, The Caballero's Way, by O. Henry. It was a major innovation in Hollywood. It was the first major Western to use the new technology of sound and the first talkie to be filmed outdoors entirely. So it made extensive use of authentic locations, filming in Bryce Canyon National Park, Zion National Park in Utah, and Mission San Juan Capistrano, and the Mojave Desert in California. It says it contributed to creating the image of the singing cowboy, as its star Warner Baxter does some incidental singing. Baxter went on to win the Academy Award for Best Actor for his performance. Other nominations included Best Director for Irving Cummings, Best Writing for Tom Barry, Best Cinematography for Arthur Edison, and Best Picture. So this is Warner Baxter plays the Cisco Kid, and he is in a little town, robs a stagecoach. Word reaches Sergeant Mickey Dunn, played by Edmund Lowe. And there's a reward out for him. So this sergeant, goes looking for him. Cisco Kid's girlfriend is Dorothy Burgess, playing Tanya Maria. And, they're in love and all that stuff. When the sergeant comes to town, she sort of falls for him. And they come up with a plan to catch the Cisco Kid, and he catches wind of it and outsmarts them. And she writes a letter to the sergeant telling him when to come. Cisco Kid intercepts it and changes it. And because of that, spoilers. Stop here if you don't want to hear the spoilers from 1929. She gets shot by the sergeant, and it pretty much just ends with the Cisco Kid riding off into the distance. Kids, I did not enjoy this movie. I was excited that it was another, it had dialogue. It did have, I don't know if it had music or not. I can't remember now, but, they call it a Western, and this sort of has sort of a story, a plot of a kind of a typical Western. It was not like a Western that we're used to, and that's fine. I get it. But first of all, Warner Baxter is the Cisco Kid playing it with a, sort of a Mexican accent, and probably the woman too, neither one of which are of that descent. So that doesn't bother me really. It's just, it's a little cringy now, I guess, but I just didn't like it. It didn't do anything for me. It was a very slow pace, especially for, Westerns can often be slow, but this was even slower than that. So I think it just, and I don't mind, like, I don't need quick cuts all over the place, but it was just a very, very slow movie. And I guess my assumption is that it was nominated for all this stuff because of the innovation of it being a talkie and all that. But it did get 5 Academy Awards nominations and best actor. Yeah, I mean, he was good, but I just didn't love it, folks. Some other information about it here. Okay, it does say premiere December 25th, 1928, general release January 20th, 1929, 95 minutes in length, made 1.3 million in box office. The Academy Film Archive preserved it in 2004, and it will become public domain on January 1st, 2024. Yeah, it's not one like, I mean, so far, I would say that I wouldn't necessarily rewatch any of these movies, but this one, I just didn't, I just didn't like it at all. It's one of those where like the performances are, kind of intentionally over the top a little bit, and like I said, he was good. I didn't care for the sergeant guy, Edmund Lowe, much at all. But yeah, it was, I don't know, not at the top for me. So I have two more movies, another one of which I've already watched, and then the final one, which was the winner that year. So yeah, I don't have much to say about this one. Didn't care about it. Didn't care for it. So that's all I got. I'll see you next time.